RPG and can now realign, look to get in a little bit more of a better position. He's put himself perfectly into the top 4 position.
And that is the first time we've seen the successful RPG from the springboard kill put it into play. Tubbs is really showing us the limits of this game and its current meta. That was just dirty. That was dirty.
That's just perfect timing. Tubbs will be so mad at that, but the thing is, King played that perfectly. He could not have had that in any better of a position. Tubbs had no clue, right? He had to try and play for that one piece of structure, and unfortunately, it's exactly where King is behind him. However, he's now taking a little bit of a belting rather. Psycho Toad's literally like, you know what?
I'm happy here.
I'm just gonna AFK, man. Like you guys do your thing.
He's got a good loadout as well. He's got an epic, a legendary or a gold AK and a golden AWP as well. He's going to be sitting there happy and dandy until he does need to take on the fight. Let these two get weaker instead. Center losing, King is really want to jump in for another fight. Is this one of those moments where you say, hey, hold him or fold him? I don't even think you can fold in this situation.
No, I actually really like the way Psycho Toad's played this. Has not made a single noise since all of this battle's been going on. He knows he's got the zone and he is just sitting and waiting patiently, sitting in the corner, waiting possibly for King to spring his trap. Will he be able to find it? King has no clue that he is behind him, but eventually they have to go, well, hang on a second. We're fighting each other. Where's the third?
Yeah.
Like, where he can't be anywhere else, because at the moment they've cleared out every single piece of structure that there is on the map in this zone. So he's either outside of the zone or he's hiding in the house somewhere. But it doesn't make a difference, because this is the battle that will decide rather the top 2, which again is a huge portion of those points. King has somehow been able to get in behind him. They just continue to impress the playstyle. Sandy has just made his way around the rock only when the nick of time, but look at the HP. He doesn't have a choice. He'll be taken down outside of the zone, but still, it's not all bad. Psycho Toad now, will he come in for the execute? Will he finish off what has been quite an impressive play, to be honest?
Yeah, and you can see these guys are looking for the mobility plays, love their coke propellers, looking to reposition consistently with that. And now King is just trying to figure out, all right, where did he go? Like you said, he's been hiding in plain sight this entire time. Everyone's been looking at the structures, dealing with the threats that are in front of them. Psycho Toad sat back in the house. The piece of, I guess you could say, scenery that should be there. And now it's just a matter of who gets the zone. Because King is more than happy to sit back as well, relax within his own self-built tower. If the zone ends up on the house, Psycho Toad arguably has the advantage. Now the question is, does King have any rockets available for him to just go, you know what, I'm going to blow that house to Kingdom Come and show you, Psycho Toad, what happens when you decide to sit back. And he does not.
He's got one RPG and he's got to hope that he's in that corner of the house. He's not. And that is going to be the only give, the only tell. But Psycho Toad doesn't know where King is either unless he finds the tiny angle. Does Psycho Toad? No, Psycho Toad's gone the wrong way. Surely King can't just find him out in the open. This could be an unbelievable finish. Psycho Toad has absolutely no clue where he is. It's going to be a battle of who can survive longer, and it has to be Psycho Toad. He has the armor and he has the HP. Unless King decides to drop down on top of him, there is absolutely no way he can win this. Psycho Toad will see this out for the W. It is 8 points the difference. They need to go for the kill, and Psycho Toad, he will sit there happily, and that will be it. Psycho Toad will come out first place as King has fought valiantly, but not close enough. Surely any minute.
You have to also look at it. There we go. The shielding was too much in the end, and Psycho Toad takes the win, which what you could say is a bit of an anticlimactic finish. Not really going to be him that takes it out. It's going to be the Storm, but it was strategic. It was intelligent. And sometimes that's what happens when you choose to take the fights. You lose out on your resources. You don't have the extra shield. And that's exactly what Psycho had. Why am I going to take fights when I can just sit on the resources I have? The med strat is something that's viable in other games, and it's viable here as well.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that it's 8, you know, like it's 8 extra kills to come first. There's 8 kills in between second and first. So why would you bother if people are fighting? You don't need the kills. You need to finish higher.
Especially when you're in the top 3 at that point in time.
Yep.
There's no way. The top 3, all right, cool. Well, I can only get maximum 1 extra point.
Yep. Yep. Like, it doesn't make sense to risk that when you know you've got, like, even at that point, you'd still risk the fact that you've got the armor and you've got the HP, regardless of knowing what King has. You may as well play for it. It doesn't really make a difference, but small plays here. Small plays here is what makes the difference at the start of the game. People being eliminated like Snipe God, and then like this play here was unreal. Unfortunately, you don't get to see the movement from Abraham coming off of the springboard, but still, even that, you know, we were touching on how I think strategical that is. Another shot.
There's actually 2 shots there. Immediate land, hit right off the bat. Shotguns are being used. We were talking before in that first match, there were a lot of snipers being used. Now it seems to have actually changed around. Shotguns seem to be the name of the game, and RPGs is the mix coming around. Tubbs also had an excellent match this game around as well. Unfortunately, the RPG was the one that managed to pick him up there. Going back to it seems to be a bit of deja vu when Make managed to take out Frozen in that final circle as well.
Yep.
And here's a very final bit at the end. Psycho Toad just having that extra HP and taking it home.
Yeah, it was just enough, and as you can see, 53 players joining in on the server, and I mean, you know, again, we see the bottom, I would say the bottom 20, 25 with next to no kills, you know, maybe 5 kills in amongst all of them, and then it just completely starts to go up and up and up as we hit the top 25.
Definitely a skewed bell curve if you were to put those statistics on a graph.
Well, you'll be able to see in not even a jiffy as it starts to scroll on through. So there you go, starting to hit towards the 2 kills each. Kill on the Cappy, who you know, arguably played okay, and that's where a large portion of the kills have come through. Make, Geo, and Charlie, who'd played quite well, and that, of course, is the large chunk right there, and it just goes to show that you do not need a lot of kills to finish first. You just have to be smart.
That's right. That idea of the non-aggressive playstyle does have its merit, and we have finally seen, I mean, it took, what, 5 games for us to actually get to the point that we can say, well, does the sit back, relax, and chill strategy play out and work? There you go, right there, definitely did.
Unfortunately, Jojo was not the one to do it.
I know.
Yeah, a little bit heartbreaking there, but Psycho Toad, as he was going into that last 2, the last 3, you guys mentioned that he is playing it quite masterfully, and that 1 kill wasn't even the one he needed to win.
Yes.
He just kind of sat there, got in the right spot at the right time, and took it out.
Kingmaker, that sort of situation. You play the mastermind game, the strategy of it all, rather than being like, no, I'm not. You guys can sit around with your guns and weapons and everything you need to do. I'm just going to sit back in my seat that I've created my own with 2 stun grenades on the side or 2 stun traps chilling out on the side.
With the Battle Royales, we say this quite a lot, but was there a factor of luck? Because we did see him run out of his hiding location. He was, you know, there's high ground and then there's him stuck on the ground while, you know, he could get sniped at any moment. Doesn't get picked up, manages to make his way alive and then win the round.
Look, you know, I did say that he had a great strategy in place. I didn't say that he was perfect. That's the big thing that we could say. There was a bit of a misplay for him to go, I'm going to go run out and, you know, go for a round, because King just decided to look down there and was actually on top of his own play style. And when he was going to look for being aggressive, he could have found him, taken those pot shots, taken out that shield, and then it would have been a completely different ballgame. Because when you look at what was available for King versus our good old friend,
Psycho Toad?
Psycho Toad, that's it, mate. Yep, Psycho Toad. Wow, you can tell it's starting to get late there. The situation that had occurred was he had the med packs versus the normal bandages, which once the snowstorm collapses in on you, becomes a big problem. Purely because you can only heal up 15, whereas if it's timed right, coming across from
the med.
Yes,
I got you.
From the King, from the King, the med is timed right. You'll be able to actually heal up to 100%, while Psycho Toad's struggling to keep himself up there, and the snowstorm will take him in.
Yeah, there's two arguments to be had there. Psycho Toad, yes, he played that masterfully because while everyone was worried about what was going on around them, he was like, I've made camp, no more. Then there's the other point that I don't think that's Psycho Toad's problem with him running out. I think that that's perfectly fine. He had to try and find where the last player was. Why isn't King watching that? Why isn't King keeping his eyes around everywhere to make sure that if he makes even the slightest move, he hasn't seen him the entire time, and all of a sudden he's just running around like, that has to be executed on there. That's my personal thought.
Yeah. Well, there you have it. Looks like the North American field is a little larger than we first expected, but 3 is the magic number, and with our third and final map of the North American region coming up after this. Here we are, match number 6. We've had 2 regions and 5 games so far. Now at the final one of the North American region. To take you through all the action is Mendrix and Manic. Gentlemen, we called a couple of names, 4 or 5 names, let's say 6 from the North American region we expected to see again. But really, they surprised us, didn't they?
Well, I mean, there was a few out there that we definitely exceeded expectations. I mean, you put Tubbs up there at the top. I thought, yeah, Tubbs is looking pretty good at the moment, but he definitely showed up that time. Was very unlucky with that guided RPG. I think it was just RPG that time.
I think it was just an RPG.
It was just an RPG that time that just came out of the blue, took him out, and there were some changes. Different play styles prevailed in that situation.
Yeah.
And that is what I found to be very interesting, where Psycho Toad managed to come out on top. Kings, these two guys were not visible in the first match. Definitely visible this time around.
Yeah, and it does come down to how they decide to play, but it also comes down to, like, I hate saying luck, but it does, right? You know, Psycho Toad gets lucky in that there's a small house inside the player zone, and no one checks it. There's 5 players fighting, and no one checks the obvious. Like,
but that's why it's the obvious.
Yeah,
right? That's one of the things that they say. Hey, just pull a Superman. Sunglasses, glasses on. I'm Clark Kent.
Yeah, that could be the case. I was fortunate enough to be back in the production room during the break there, and reading the lobby chat with all the players. Very keen to get into that 3rd map, but a little bit of shade thrown at Psycho Toad there. A couple of people going, hey, the old ha ha ha, the winner camped through the whole game. But I think it was Psycho Toad, or maybe one of his compatriots was like, yeah, he's the one that's laughing with 21 points.
Oh,
hey.
damn.
21 points is 21 points, and you got to give him the credit. It is, right?
It's
no matter how you get him.
Again, I think I've said this once before. Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Well, that's a battle royale, right? Like, we're not. I was going to say a saying, but we'll leave that one and throw it out.
Exactly.
But we're here to play, right? We're here to get the top spot, and that's the one thing that I like about the battle royale format in an esport form, is you don't have to be the best player to make it through. You have to be the best player to win overall in a final, but you don't have to be the best player to push through to the final or push into the top 10.
And let's be real here. Battle royale, the whole point of it is survival.
Yes.
That is the end game objective. Like, the end game objective, well, you know, let's be effective and be out on the map and get kills and that's all fine and dandy, but the end game objective is you're the final person at the end of the 100, or 53 in this case, and you're alive. Yeah. That's what Psycho Toad did. He gets the points. And if you're unhappy with that, either A, change your own playstyle to simulate it, or B, adapt to it and beat him at his own game.
Yes.
Simple. You don't have to play his own game. You just need to. Well, if he is going to be the one that sits back and just camps a little bit, then find him and kill him.
Simple. So simple. But you guys should check out that chat, because Spartan, one of the players of this North American server right now, they're all throwing shade. They're talking about what they're doing after the game, and Spartan, every single line he wrote was, I could not find a shield. I can't believe I can't find a shield. Where is this shield? So Spartan, I wish you the best of luck, mate. And obviously these things do come into account. Who knows, maybe Spartan will come across all the shields he pleases for and take it out.
He's going to be swimming in shields this game round. You know what's going to be funny? He's going to have all the shields but no magic box to put them in. That's what's going to happen this game round.
Well, that's the thing. That's where the argument comes in. Kill someone with a magic box. You don't find a shield? Go and make a shield, man. don't sit there and complain. Go and make a shield. Like, come on. Like, you can kill players. We know you can. You have the ability to. So, yeah, it's an interesting little that map especially was just wild.
I feel like we're just lecturing the players at the moment.
Yeah,
Well, there you go. We're a few seconds away, guys. Any kind of hot tips going to this one, or just call it as you see it?
I can call out as a Z.
Joel, winner.
Joel, eh?
Oh, yeah, we forgot about Joel, but for the last time today, here to take you through all the action of the final map is Mendrix and Manic.
I love you, Danny. Now.
I feel left out now.
Fades into the background.
He's gone now. He can't respond. He can't say anything.
He was left on the taxi.
Yeah.
It was
It's
just,
chill. He's the last person leaving the taxi because he's like, yeah, man, I'm a boss in this film.
he's the driver. What are you talking about? he's the full-on driver.
So
and with
how do you feel about some of the drivers' voices, by the way?
about what?
Some of the drivers' voices in the taxi.
I don't know.
Like a guy, I honestly think one of them is like a retired Solid Snake. Like he's just like, I'll get you there safely, don't you worry.
I have no thoughts on that. Zero thoughts. And this is actually, we haven't seen too many players trickle on over into
I
this.
do remember seeing Trig. Three members have been taken out.
Oh, wow, that was really quick actually. That probably come back to bite. But look at this from Zero. He has so much time in the world to loot this entire area.
I'm pretty sure this is Sunset Manor. And I believe you were talking about this saying, hey, this is a place that was pretty good to, I think, yeah, it is a good place to get some loot.
Yeah.
Normally it is actually quite highly contested if that's the path the taxi ends up taking. I believe he decided to sit down there a little bit longer, and now he's going to be reaping the rewards for that decision.
Well, this is, like, if you, oh my goodness, look at how far away the players are. Like, everyone down by Windmill, oh no, this is not good. Sky Eye are going to have to try and fight their way through a bracket. Watchtower are going to have to fight their way through Eden Vines. This is an absolute vicious storm that's about to come in. And I actually think that this will change up a little bit. Maybe kind of increase the tempo in which these players have to compete at.
I think another thing, Trig has actually spotted out the Mister, but has chosen just to walk into the house there to see what he can find. Something that I think we were discussing before that we're not 100% sure of, and you could say the science on it right now is out, is the loot distribution that you would find in different areas of the map. Now, is it a matter of, well, if you choose to land within the center of the map, Trig taking a couple of shots as well, because it looks like the Mister did find him and hit him a few times. I think he took another one as well before he managed to get out of the line of sight. And yep, Trig is quite low at the moment in time. The Plasma SMG doing some decent work. Is perhaps by choosing to land on the outer side of the map, your loot distribution may not be as good, and Trig now is going to be fighting an uphill battle to get back if that really is the case.
Yeah, this is the problem for Trig in particular. Hasn't had the best kind of run in both maps, and if he falls here, that's surely him done and dusted from this tournament. I couldn't imagine that he would. Actually, no, he could possibly make it in the top 25. We have seen quite a few players actually fall short a number of times. So that's the thing. We've only, at the moment, I think we only had 51 players drop in. So like, it's dwindling down. And look at this aggression coming through from Apex, not giving King a moment to rest. The second player to finish in the last map has just been taken out in one of the first battles, and Apex will be absolutely laughing at that.
Apex will be very happy with that. He just saw his opportunity, built the ramps up, went right in. There was no hesitation, knew exactly what he needed to do. And that's the sort of playstyle that I feel the more aggressive players need to take that stance on. Just be confident in your ability to go in. Even in the face of a flamethrower, did not phase him at any moment in time. Got the kill, and like you said, that was someone who finished second in the previous map, which should be maybe feeling a bit deflated from the loss, but should technically still be on a high because he would have gotten a decent amount of points.
I'm not going to lie, that like in these kind of games, confidence is a massive thing. It's a massive factor, and what happened to him last game would have been so triggering. He would have been on full tilt, because how frustrating would that be, right? You've smashed out the entire competition. You've knocked out the people we've said are probably going to finish first, and then all of a sudden you blink and someone was just camping in the cabin.
Yeah.
And then you go out, what, 5th, 6th at most?
Yeah.
In the next map? Like, that is really tilting. So I just hope for his sake he makes it into the top 25. That way he can live to fight another day. Which is exactly what Lil Ninja has done.
Yeah, and Little Ninja's, like you said, going back to what you said before, has folded away from that fight, decided just to walk on out of there. Victor is going up against Franklin, pretty direct across the board, but Franklin is continuing to build up, is taking fire, I believe, from 2 angles. That's why he's stuck on that lower form of HP at the moment. does manage to get a few shots or a few rounds off from the shotgun, but jumping in. But Victor finally gets the hit and is doing a little bit of a dance on the side as well for a little bit of added insult to injury.
I want to see that more. I just want to see a little bit of salt just trickled over
Salt
everyone.
Bay is just going everywhere. Maybe have a little bit of an emote for it as well, where it's just dropping the salt as you're dancing inside.
Just throwing salt directly on the body because, you know, why not? Why not?
Well, it's not really a body, it's more of a floating balloon.
This is true. This, you know what? That's a really fair point.
You can't really get the salt onto the balloon while it goes away. It'd be a problem. Then you get salt everywhere on the ground, you wreck the soil, and then Aurora Valley is just not beautiful for anyone to go back to.
We're reaching, aren't we?
We are reaching across the world at the moment.
So too Venom. He's made his way on the back of a little springboard all the way across the snowy mountain. It's not really a snowy mountain, it's just a mountain.
Well, you could say it's a hill. Snowy hill.
Oh, it's not snowy, that's for damn sure.
Well, I mean, you said snowy to begin with, so just...
You're just trying to save me, weren't you?
Yeah, I was, yeah.
Don't try and save the unsavable.
It's like I'm trying to like get you from underneath the bus. You just throw me down under in the process.
Stomp.
It's like, but I was trying to help.
Hang on a second. Was little Ninja like literally right next to one of the players then?
I think. No, he's away from a decent amount of you. I think he's all right. We're on to Magic_JL at the moment. Haven't seen him before. Is operating with the training threads at the moment. You get to keep those for 30 days. I think he's managed to find himself a full-on training threads that you can keep for the entirety because he's actually level 64. Which suggests he's been playing the game for more than 30 days, unless he's been grinding out hard in anticipation for this tournament. Arkantor is someone who hasn't really found too much success in the tournaments recently. We saw him before on the board. Has had a few times in the screen, but he's looking to change his luck this time around. Why don't you just open it, Trey? Trey,
Where's
just
the
open
fun
it.
in that? Where is the fun in that? Mr. Pliaz.
Save ammo.
Look at this. Look at this.
Oh.
Oh, what a shot. Little Ninja will be kicking himself. That was unreal. The range, the finesse.
That was patience. That was patience used appropriately.
Yes.
That's the big thing. We've been talking about how these North American players have been just not in any form over patient.
No.
Mr. Plays knows when to pull the trigger, gets the kill, gets the rewards for it.
Yeah, and that's, again, something that we haven't really seen used to full effect. But, you know, it's early days, so we might wait and see. I believe there was a supply drop at Warrenville, which is inside of the zone with no one there. So if someone does decide to make their way toward that area, they will be compensated.
Well, just for now, because I think the big thing you can look at is, hey, like you said, airdrop within the zone might be a place that all of the players decide to flock to, especially the ones like Spartan in the previous game going, I can't find a shield, I need a shield, and they'll go running for it. However, the zone will be shrinking shortly, and that will be outside of the Warrenville, so they might just choose to shy away from it.
Yeah, there's no real need for them to go back there, you know. A lot of players are making their way. If that zone had gone north, oh, look at this from Strake. Not again, Psycho Toad. You shall not pass, and Strake will strike you down with all the might of the AK-47. He wants to get as close as possible. Adios, see you later. Just comes in with the king hit from the side, and will give him no thought in the matter. Abraham, in the meantime, he's caught out noticed. Well,
I feel like he's a bit of a silent warrior.
Yeah.
We haven't really been seeing too much of him, but his plays have been excellent. Like that one right there. Pure grenade kill. Another one that we can add to the count there that we actually saw and was able to account for. So that was excellently done by MMA Abraham. And now Arkantos is trying to kill him on the side. Has actually got the uncommon version of that pistol as well. And he's just... Everyone's just dancing around. Oh no, Charlesy comes in and ruins his day. Rains right on that parade and says if you want to sit there and aim and shoot without moving at all, you will pay the consequences. And
that's the other argument against, you know, waiting for the shot. Sometimes when you do shoot a little bit too early, you give away your position. You know, it's a catch-22. how do you
double-edged sword.
Yeah, how do you justify it? You know, when do you take the shot? When do you not take the shot? But that is what makes a top player. And Trigger's just been taken down outside the zone. So, oh, surely Apex is going to go for the. Oh, Chally gets absolutely juked. He has no clue. Look at this coming in from Apex. Could Apex just drop another top 5 player? Yes, he can.
Does.
Oh my word! You better believe it. Apex is going absolutely off this game and might just have put himself in a front-runner position. Chally, in the meantime, was still looking for the one player that was stuck behind, and Legend Blue, well, he manages to find a cheeky little kill in the back line.
And we seem to be seeing a lot of upsets